Hello everyone, welcome back to another session by SSB Crack Exams. Myself Drishti Goyal, and in this particular session, we will discuss about 100 days study plan of your reasoning section for your upcoming AFCAT 2 2022 examination. So firstly, we'll check about the marking scheme of the paper so that you can have a clear-cut idea. So here, according to the marking scheme, you must be knowing that for every correct question, you are getting 3 marks in your AFCAT exam. But be aware as there is a negative marking of 1 mark for every incorrect answer. So you should be very much careful while attempting your paper. Okay, now if we'll talk about reasoning section, so there will be total 25 questions from reasoning section containing a total of 75 marks. Earlier it used to be 32 questions, but here in your recent exam, that was AFCAT 1 2022 examination, there were only 25 questions from reasoning. But then also you have covered the complete syllabus. So let us check the syllabus. Here in reasoning, there are 2 subsections, that is verbal reasoning and non-verbal reasoning. So if we'll talk about verbal reasoning, the topics are analogy, classification, Venn diagram, number ranking, time sequence test, syllogism, number series, alphabet series, blood relations, calendar, directions and distances, missing character and basic arithmetic. Earlier what was happening was that from reasoning section of your that verbal reasoning of your reasoning section, there were only 2-3 topics from where you were getting the questions, and rest there were none questions from the other topics. But right now in your recent exam, there were questions from different topics like your blood relations, your series, your direction, distances, your missing character. So now they are diversifying the verbal reasoning as well. So do prepare for all the topics. Now we'll talk about non-verbal reasoning. So there are main topics like figure series, figure analogy, figure classification, figure completion, dot situation, embedded figure, paper cutting and folding, mirror and water images, and figure matrix. So earlier the paper used to be more inclined towards non-verbal reasoning, but now in the recent times it is like equal. So do prepare for both the sections in the same spirit. Now firstly we'll check the previous year trends of each and every topic. Along with that, we'll discuss the study plan of all those topics. Okay, so we'll start with verbal reasoning part. So from verbal, the most important topic is analogy, as maximum questions were 6 from this topic and minimum were 3. So in an upcoming exam, you can easily expect 4 to 5 questions from analogy, which can fetch around 12 to 15 marks out of your total marks. Now if we'll talk about what is analogy. So analogy is the trickiest part of reasoning, as it requires your good knowledge of topics like antonyms, synonyms, and some GK related topics like country, currency, capital, important rivers, caves, mountains, etc. So here you have to find the relationship between the first 2 words so that you can apply the same relationship on the third word to get the 4th missing word. Okay, so this is nothing but analogy. Now if you have covered your static GK part thoroughly and your vocabulary, then it can be very much helpful in your analogy as well. Now if we'll talk about study plan, so from day 1 to day 6 is for your analogy part, and you can devote 1 hour per day for reasoning in this. Now talking about the second topic, which is classification. So classification is again a very important topic. As you can see that maximum were 5 questions and minimum were 3. So in your upcoming exam, you can easily get 3 to 5 questions from classification, which can fetch you around 9 to 15 marks. Now if we'll talk about classification, so basics of classification are same as that of analogy, but classification does means that odd one out. So it requires your skills of grouping the similarities and find the odd one out from the given options. So here again, if we'll talk about the study plan, you can devote day 7 to day 12 for classification, wherein which you can cover up the main content lectures, your sample practice Q&A lectures, your PYQs, your quizzes, and the practice exercises. So in this way, you will be able to cover up the complete topic very thoroughly. Now if we'll talk about the third topic, which is Venn diagrams. So Venn diagrams is another most consistent topic in your verbal reasoning. Here you can see that maximum were 5 questions, minimum was 2, but in your upcoming exam you can easily expect around 3 to 5 questions from Venn diagrams, which can give you around 9 to 15 marks. Now if we talk about the Venn diagram related questions, so Venn diagram is a very easy topic. Here you just need to understand the relationship between the given 3 or 4 things and then find the suited Venn diagram to justify that relation. So here practice will make you perfect. Okay, so practice is the key for this particular topic. Now for study plan, here you can devote day 13 to day 18 for the complete study of your Venn diagrams. Now we'll talk about the next topic, which is number ranking and time sequence test. So from this topic, maximum were 2 questions and minimum was 1. So in your upcoming exam also, you can get around 1 to 2 questions from this topic, which can give you around 3 to 6 marks out of your total marks. So now if we'll talk about the topic number ranking and time sequence test, so there are high chances that the questions might come from ranking part only. Why is that so? Because ranking is somewhat most important part from number ranking and time sequence test, and it is very easy to comprehend these type of questions. Also, all the questions based upon this topic will be easier, as everything will be given to you in the question statement itself. So you just require to interpret each and every line very carefully, draw a relevant diagram and easily find the answer. So this all has already been covered inside the course. You have to just go through your conceptual lectures. Okay, so here is a study plan where you can devote day 19 to day 24 for your number ranking and time sequence test. Now if we'll talk about some other topics with one or none questions. So earlier usually there were none questions from these topics, but in the recent paper there were 1 or 2 questions. So that is why now you have to devote time for these topics as well. So with these topics from verbal reasoning are syllogism, number series, alphabetical series, blood relations, calendar, direction and distances, missing character and basic arithmetic. So study plan for these topics are that from day 25 to 27 you can devote for syllogism, day 28 to 30 for your number series, day 31st to 33 for your alphabetical series, 34 to 36 for blood relations, 37 to 39 for calendar, 40 to 42 for directions and distances, 43 to 45 for missing character and 46 to 48 for basic arithmetic. Okay, so now here we complete your verbal part. Now we'll talk about the non-verbal part. So from non-verbal part, most important topic is of figure series, and the maximum number of questions from this topic has been 6 and minimum is 1. So in your upcoming exam, you can easily get 3 to 5 questions from figure series, which can give you around 3 to 18 marks out of your total marks. Okay. Now we'll talk about this topic, that what you have to study. Basically there are some basic fixed logics on which figure related questions are mostly formed, and these will be same for your figure series, your figure analogy and your figure classification. So you have to cover concepts or the logics based upon shape and size, based on orientation of figure, based on number of elements, based on inversion, rotation of figure, movement of figure, replacement of positions of elements and division of figures. So this all has already been covered for you inside the course as well. Okay, so you can devote day 49 to 54 for the preparation of figure series, including all the content given in the application. Now we'll talk about the second topic, which is of figure analogy. So maximum questions from this topic were 5 and minimum is 1. But in an upcoming examination, you can easily get 2 to 5 questions from figure analogy, which can fetch you around 6 to 15 marks out of your total marks. Now, as I've already told you, the basics for this topic are exactly same as that of your figure series, just that the type of questions will be different, and also here you have to find the relation between first two figures and apply the same to the third figure to find the fourth figure. Okay, so this is again as that we have studied in this verbal part. Non-verbal part also contains the analogy, but here there will be figures instead of letters or words, right? Now for this topic, study plan says that you can devote day 55 to 60 for the preparation of figure analogy. Now talking about the third topic, which is of classification. So maximum questions from this topic were 5 and minimum were 1. So in your upcoming exam, you can easily get 3 to 5 questions from classification, which can give you around 9 to 15 marks out of your total marks. Now here in classification, again basics are same as that of figure series and figure analogy, but here you have to find the odd one out. So properly comprehend and find the odd one out from the given figures. Okay, so study plan says that day 61 to day 66 is for your classification. Now we'll talk about the next most important and the consistent topic is of figure completion. So there has always been 4 to 5 questions or sometimes 3 questions from this topic. So in upcoming exam, you can easily get 3 to 5 questions from figure completion. And I will tell you, this is the most easy topic from your entire reasoning, as here nothing you will have to do. Here one figure will be given, out of which 3 parts will be given and 1 will be missing. So you have to just check the 3 parts, and based upon the same lines you have to choose the best option from the given options. Okay, so that's all you have to do in figure completion. So most easy topic, and here you can devote day 67 to 72 for the completion of this topic. Now we'll talk about next topic, which is embedded figure. So maximum question from this topic were 5 and minimum is 1 only, but recently you can see that recently you are getting very less questions. So in your upcoming exam you can get 1 to 5 questions, we can say, but there will be generally 2 to 3 questions only, which can give you around 3 to 15 marks out of your total marks. Now we'll talk about what is embedded figure. So embedded figure is also known as hidden figures, right? So here you have to find in the question based upon hidden and embedded figures. You just need to check which figure contains the exact shape given in the question figure. So it is very easy, as here they are just checking your eyesight, okay, whether you are able to check or find the same figure in the options or not. That's it. So don't rush, check carefully and you will easily find the correct figure. Okay, so study plan for this topic is from day 73 to day 78. You can devote for hidden and embedded figures. Okay. Now next topic is of dot situation. So here you can see that this is not that much consistent, but whenever questions were coming, no, mostly 5 questions were coming, and recently 2 to 3 questions are also coming. So in your upcoming exam you can easily get 3 to 5 questions from dot situation, which can give you around 9 to 15 marks. Okay, so now what is dot situation? See, dot situation is a very interesting topic, because if you can solve one question right, you can solve all the questions right. Okay, that is the tip for your dot situation. Now, so practice a good number of questions. So because it can sometimes be tricky to find the particular region on which dot has been placed. So for that you have to practice some good amount of questions. Okay, so here in your study plan you can devote day 79 to day 84 for your dot situation topic. Now there are some rest of the topic which can give you around 1 or none question. There are very rare chances that these topics will come, but then also we should not left them. So here these topics are paper cutting and folding, mirror and water images, and figure matrix. And for that, for these topics you can devote day 85 to 93. Okay, so day 85 to 93 will completely for these 3 topics. Okay, so now we have completed the whole syllabus of your reasoning and it's time for revision. Okay, so from day 94 to 100, you can devote complete time for the revision and attempting the mock test. So do analyze each and every mock test very carefully. Check which topics you are lacking behind, work upon them, and then attempt the next mock test. So this should be your practice and you will definitely be good to go. Okay, so there are some tips for you to remember that. Check the basic concepts of all the topics and try to cover them very thoroughly, because without basic concepts you can definitely not solve all the questions. Okay, also cover all the previous year Q&A lectures topic of all the topics, so that you can have a clear-cut idea about what type of questions can come up in your examination. Also cover the sample practice question, as there are very good amount of questions there. Then solve previous years of not only AFCAT but also for other exams like your SSC, CGL, Bank, P or other competitive exams, because sometimes questions tend to repeat from these exams as well. Okay, so now always start your paper from your reasoning section itself, because reasoning is the easiest most section out of all the 4 sections, and it will give you a good amount of confidence for rest of the paper. And last and the most important thing is that you have studied very well, you are prepared, don't feel stressed, be happy, and you're definitely going to clear it with the very good amount of marks. So all the very best guys, stay happy, stay healthy, stay motivated, work hard and achieve your goals, and I hope you will definitely come back with the flying colors. All the very best. Jai Hind.